Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, the Union Redskins have their familiar teepee set up on the far side of the field. Band out there performing, and everybody getting excited as we bring you high school football at its finest tonight. The Union Redskins and the Mustang Broncos. As we continue to look at this, of course, the Union Redskins made it to the state championship again last year, but they were knocked off, beaten by Owasso. And then they got revenge for that last week as Union beat Owasso by a score of 21-0. So as we look at the Union Redskins schedule for the course of the year, they lost the opener this year to the Broken Arrow Tigers, Dylan's alma mater there. 33-10 was the score in that contest there, so Broken Arrow took care of business. Then Union played at home, and they took on Mansfield, Texas, won that game in a thriller, 36-30, lost to Jenks 27-10 before beating Owasso last week, as we said, 21-0. For Mustang, they started off against their rival. They lost to UConn 19-14. Then they lost to Santa Fe, pretty good team. I've seen them a couple times already this year, one of the best teams on the west side of the state. 29-14 was a score in that game. They beat Westmore, who I just saw last night, and Westmore looked pretty good, 21-14, and then lost to Norman North, and that's a bit of a head-scratcher right there because Norman North had not won a game until that contest there. 17-6 was the final score. So we'll take a look at what the schedule bears for both these teams as we get further down the road, but otherwise we're about ready to kick it off. The Redskins will be in their white jerseys with the, is that red kind of pants there?
Red pants.
Red pants, and of course Mustang in their home blacks with the red helmets. Mustang all set to kick it off, and we're just about ready to get things underway. It's game time on YurView tonight, brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Everybody in rhythm, ready to go. And the kick is away. Mustang kicking it off to the Redskins. Good kick, goes into the end zone, automatic touchback, and that means that Union will bring it out 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Here early on, you're going to want to keep your eyes on Chaz Meadows. Chaz Meadows is the running back for Mustang, and getting their offense going, he'll be a big key for them. Their passing game isn't all that great, we'll put it that way. We'll get into that once they get the ball, but as for Union, definitely want to keep your eyes on names like Peyton Thompson at the quarterback position. He is the one of the top quarterback recruits in the state of Oklahoma, being recruited by schools like Boise State, Iowa State, Missouri, and Ricky Stromberg on the offensive line has been a big name. He's one of the top offensive lineman recruits, so definitely want to keep your eyes on those big boys up front.
All right, 1st down and 10. Little play action pass, shoot it to the back on a complete pass there, hooking up with number 4 for the Redskins, and that pass complete. Pick up a couple of yards on the play. You got a good idea just from that ground level shot that we had, and you can see it again right there, the size advantage that Union has on that front. They are some big dudes. Running play to the left side, good yardage. That'll be enough for a 1st down. So after a gain of 8 on the 1st down play, a gain of another 7 there. So 2 carries, 16 yards.
I'll talk about the big boys. They did a great job of creating a hole there and keeping enough space so that running back Boone can get through the hole and get enough yardage for a 1st down.
Thompson is your quarterback. Running back now is Darius Boone, and he is a talented one. Here's a pass to the outside, pass complete. And that's going to get across the 40-yard line to about the 42 as he hooks up there with Torrey Dillard.
Yeah, I remember in the state semifinal last year when BA played Union, and Darius Boone just torched the defense. I mean, he went off for like 155 yards, and I want to say like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Boone listed at 5'11", 200 pounds, and a senior. And he is definitely a good one. Play action, get the pass out on the wing, makes one tackler miss, but not the second. Good job there by Mustang coming up and making the hit. Number 20, Joey Sylvester, junior defensive back, and that's a nice open field tackle, no gain on the play.
One thing that's interesting coming into this game is how much the odds are stacked against Mustang. And we've talked about coming into this, they've never beaten Union. Union, the state runner-up last year, multiple state championships on their resume. Mustang with 0 coming into this game. 5-5 last year, now 1-3 right now. So definitely have an uphill battle here, but we'll see if they're able to reach the top of that mountaintop.
From the 42-yard line, handoff straight ahead, bounces off one tackler, and he's going to get close to first down yardage on a 3rd and 4 play. And where they have it spotted right now, maybe just a bit shy as they throw the football back and forth. And they're going to, haven't called for a measurement just yet, but it certainly looks like it's right on that line. And it looks like they're going to give him the first down. So another first down with the line of scrimmage at the 46-yard line. Union and Mustang have played deep into the playoffs. Mustang lost to Union in the 2005 finals. They also lost in the semifinals to Union in 2008, 2014, and 2016. And a lot of times it's just a great accomplishment for a West Side team to even make it to the finals, or sometimes even the semifinals. Nice pass here, again complete, as they hook up this time with JT McLeod.
Well, to tack on to that, Mustang last year did not make the playoffs, had an opportunity to, and the reason they didn't, that last game that they played was against these Union Redskins. Union beat them, kept them out of the playoff picture.
Opening drive of the football game, Union with a slow, steady drive. Here's some running room. First down yardage inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. And the Redskins with the carry, number 27, and that is Darius Boone. Boone on the carry, comes into the contest on the year, 626 yards rushing, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. He's found pay dirt 6 different times from the running back position, averaging about 156 yards per game on the ground. Here's a swing pass to the left side, that's complete, and very methodical are the Redskins moving the ball down the field. Putting together a nice drive right here. Coach Kurt Frederick, a lot of success as the head coach for the Union Redskins. Peyton Thompson, the quarterback, has been on the money here in the early going. Handoff straight ahead, and a good job defensively as the Broncos come up. 3 guys in there on the hit. Coming up, number 11, one of the first ones there is Liam Kravanek. Got some help from some of his brothers out there, and nice stop on the play. Line of scrimmage now going to be the 34-yard line for the Redskins in Bronco territory.
Kravanek is one of those names that I wrote down in my notes to keep my eyes on for this Mustang defense. 82 hits last year in just 7 games. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you think about that.
Thompson dropping to throw, looking far side, rushed, hit as he lets it go towards the end zone. Pass is broken up, and here come the penalty flags.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear pass interference. I was calling it from my seat here in the studio before he even threw that yellow flag out there.
Trying to hook up with number 10, Jaquay Shavers. As we take a look at the replay, takes the hit right as he lets the ball go. It hangs up for a while, and then he just gets run over by the defensive back. Again, Kravanek for Mustang.
And he didn't even make an attempt to look back and locate the ball. It was just like, I'm going to plow through you so you can't catch it.
So, big penalty all the way down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Again, this is just the opening drive of the football game. They've already taken over 4 minutes off this first quarter clock.
That'll bring up a first down on the 19-yard line for Union.
Broncos need a big stop here on defense. And a look to the sidelines, and looks like a timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves. No score here early. First possession of the ball game. Redskins on the move on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. After a timeout, we've got 7:15 left to go here in this first quarter. Union Redskins on the move, as they have been, as I said, methodical in their drive, putting together a couple of nice runs, well-timed passes, and trying to get into the end zone. The Broncos trying to put up a stand here defensively and not allow the Redskins on the board first. Thompson, the quarterback, from the shotgun. Boone takes the handoff, right side, tripped up, and that's a nice job in the open field. Tackle made there for the Broncos, number 55. That's Judson Rowland, 6'2", 215, junior linebacker.
Yeah, and he did a great job just following his lead blocker there. Big number 61 in front of him, just chasing behind him, and a good hit by the Mustang defender there to just slide in and grab a hold of him.
Need to get it to the 9-yard line. Picked up about 4 on that carry. Once again, working out of the shotgun. Quick pass to the far side. Nice move. Gets around the defender. Angles for the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Redskins on the board first as they hook up out on the side to Kyler Pearson. The junior comes back on the wide receiver screen, gets a nice block and finds the end zone and puts the Redskins on top.
Yeah, great job tiptoeing along that sideline. Just a quick screen pass, the fake inside, gets the defender leaning one direction, and then dive for the end zone right in front of the cameraman. Get the 6 points up on the board.
It really was a nice move to get away from the defender, who was playing quite a bit off of him. Here's the snap back. The extra point attempt is on the way. It's up and good. So a long first drive takes about 5.5 minutes off the clock. Redskins lead it 7-0. They'll kick it off to the Broncos. They'll get the ball for their first go-round when we come back.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Well, an impressive first drive for the Redskins, resulting in a 15-yard touchdown pass to Mr. Pearson as Peyton Thompson hits him and gets into the end zone. The extra point is good, 7-0, and the Broncos now set to get the ball for the first time. If you're a Redskin fan, boy, you got to think that's the way we do it. And if you're a Mustang fan, you got to think, man, we got to figure out a way to stop the attack, because they're not just strong on the ground, or they're not a throwing football team, as is the case with most of those big four on the east side. They can do it all. Kick is away. That's going to sail into the end zone, automatic touchback, and the Broncos will get it 1st and 10 to work from their own 20-yard line. Their quarterback is Hayden Conrad. Conrad on the season, 32 of 89, 403 yards. No TD passes, but 6 interceptions. So he's got to improve those numbers here tonight, and again, it won't be an easy task. The running game, Chaz Meadows is their leading rusher by a long shot. 353 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He averages 5.3 yards per game. And the primary receivers, Tristan Plumley, leads the team with 9 catches on the year for 71 yards. So the Broncos still a work in progress in getting their offense into midseason form, and that's where we find ourselves here this evening in week 5 of the high school football season. There's a loose football picked up. I think it's going to be ruled dead. They're going to say it was down, so very auspicious beginning for Mustang.
And that's that disruptive defensive line that I was talking about early on in the game, busting through those first 5 for Mustang and getting to the running back. Somebody was able to poke the ball loose there. That was big number 93 that was able to get to the running back first for Union.
So a second down attempt here. Little play action, roll it to the right. Screen pass, and that's intercepted. No doubt about that one. Went through the receiver's arms and to the defensive player, and coming up with the interception is number 21, Trey Thompson.
And I have a feeling that one's a sign of what's to come in this game. 2 plays back-to-back, one busted up in the backfield, almost a fumble. Second one, a poor play action, turns into an interception for Union. And now right here in the red zone already, an easy start for the Union Redskins.
They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Mustang 17-yard line. So on the second play from offense, Mustang turns it over and gives Union ideal field position.
Union takes over possession. 1st down and 10 at the 17.
Man, 0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions now. Something's not clicking there for that quarterback. Something's got to change.
Here's Boone on the handoff, straight ahead, gets inside the 15 and backs his way, kind of sort of, down to about the 13-yard line. Darius Boone, 5'11", 200 pound, he's a senior.
Yeah, and I said I got a couple of players written down for Mustang to keep my eyes on. I've got like 7 players to keep my eyes on for Union. Stromberg on the offensive line, Thompson at quarterback, McGuire on the defensive line, Boone, McLeod, Rauschenberg, and Murdoch. All these names are up there within the recruiting ranks here in the state of Oklahoma.
Here's a pass that's going to get inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. Complete there to number 4, J.T. McLeod.
That brings up 3rd down and 2 at the 9-yard line.
McLeod, 6 foot, 185, and a senior. And now they've got it inside the Bronco 10-yard line. Mustang on their heels right now. They've only run 2 plays from scrimmage. And Union trying to make them pay for it after the turnover. Boone again looks for some running room, can't find it. Finally just puts his head down and decides to get what he can. That's only about 2 yards, as the Broncos do a good job in pushing back.
One thing you've got to consider is this Mustang defense is probably tired. Been on the field for a long time that first possession, then get just a short break because your offense doesn't hold up very long.
Right.
Come right back out, and then Union's on offense again. And on top of that, it's not like they're passing the ball and, clock stops and get a break, breather, walk back over to the line of scrimmage. It's running, so they're coming at you. And they're pushing you, and they're giving you all they've got. And so this is going to be a tough day for the Mustang Broncos if that offense isn't clicking.
Loose football picked up by Boone. He saw it. Good presence of mind because it went right through the hands of the quarterback, Peyton Thompson. He was pretty quick, Johnny, on the spot on that recovery. And they're going to give it to Mustang, it looks like. I thought Union had gotten on top of it, but the Broncos get the turnover they needed.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'll have to see that one again.
Take a look at the replay. And it goes right through the hands of Peyton Thompson and is laying there. It looked like Boone had picked it up and surged forward, but perhaps never had good control of it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. I thought Union had it.
Well, as long as I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there.
So now the Broncos will get it from the 8-yard line and try to put some type of a drive together, at least to get them out of this hole. Obviously would like to take it the length of the field. Good field level view, handoff right side. Maybe a yard 2 at the best for Mustang on the first down carry.
Well, and here's one thing I see being a problem today for Mustang is the fact that Union held Owasso scoreless last week, 0 points on the board, and Mustang's offense is already struggled already in the season, and so trying to score against this Redskins defense is not going to be an easy task today for Mustang.
Yeah, the Broncos have scored 14, 14, 21, and 6, so they're not exactly lighting up the scoreboard. And tonight would be a great night to try and change that. Running play, keeper by the quarterback. Gets it out across the 10-yard line to about the 12.
Hayden White on the quarterback keeper.
And if nothing else, you'd like to get at least one first down to get out of the hole that you find yourselves in right now. But as it turns out, it's a hole that they're happy to be in, because otherwise it looked like Union was going to go in for a second score. So as we can see the sideline markers there, it's going to be a third down situation. Third and let's call it 6 for Mustang. Single back set. Here comes the blitz. Pass over the middle is caught complete. That's good enough for a first down. Nice toss there by the quarterback, Hayden Conrad, as he hooks up with number 40 for the Mustang Broncos. Coming down with the reception is Charlie Stover.
Yeah, great read, great find, and a well-timed, well-placed ball. That right there, if you can get that going, that'll get your offense started and get you down the field.
So the line of scrimmage now will be the Broncos' 18-yard line. Going out wide to the right, top of your screen is Jordan McFadden. Out of the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Running play there on the carry. It's Harvey Phillips. 5'10", 190, junior running back for the Broncos. Picks up a couple of yards. It looks like the Broncos have changed quarterbacks, perhaps, Dylan.
Yeah, Hayden White's been in there for this game. I don't know if he's been starting out the majority of the games or not, or maybe if Hayden Conrad had started this one out and White just got subbed in, but I just looked up and I saw 15 and I was like, that's a different player.
Running play. Going to get him across the 30-yard line.
Number 10, Kari Brown on the carry.
Yeah, he looks like more of a running type quarterback.
I wonder if maybe this is White's first game to start. Maybe they're making a change at quarterback, see if they can get something else going. Obviously, the last 4 games haven't been going very well for the Broncos. I mean, 1 win, obviously, but when you look at the offensive stats, nothing much to be proud of.
Yeah.
So maybe a change at quarterback. We'll see if something else can get sparked.
So Hayden White now at the quarterback position. It looks like the quarter is going to come to an end. And Union has the best of it so far. 7-0 our score on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll take a timeout. Second quarter action when we return.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back. We still have 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Timeout was taken. Broncos have done well after getting the turnover off the bad snap. They have put together a couple of first downs. There's Jeremy Dombeck on your left with the visor on. Head coach for the Mustang Broncos. Done a really fine job since he came over from Edmond North many years ago. Played his collegiate football as a quarterback at the University of Wyoming.
I want to know who came up with the color scheme for Wyoming. One guy sat there and said brown and yellow is a good combination.
That's a good question.
One thing I think of is brown and yellow is an old banana.
All right, so the Broncos, after a meeting with the offensive coordinator, the coaching staff, coming out trying to extend this drive. Quarterback is Hayden White. Handoff hit at the 30-yard line and then driven back by half the defense.
Yeah, how about 8 guys coming downhill at the offensive line there? I mean, I don't know how you're going to stop 8 guys coming at you.
Pretty much a run blitz, almost daring Mustang to put the ball in the air. Now it looks like the Broncos are going to be content to let that first quarter finally roll out. And we will take it to the second quarter. 7-0, Union on top on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
And that's clean in the first quarter.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate?
Welcome back to Broncos Stadium here on the campus of Mustang High School. A sprawling campus as it continues to grow and grow each year. Right now the Union Redskins on top of the Broncos, leading it by a score of 7-0. Mustang turned it over, gave Union great field position at the Broncos' 19-yard line. However, Union fumbled it back to the Broncos, and they have since taken it out to the 30. Need to pick up about 3 yards to keep the drive alive. But they're going to be back in punt formation as they try to kick it away here. Send a man in motion. Rugby-style type kick. Good kick, takes a great bounce for Mustang. However, it is returnable. Gets past the first wave of would-be tacklers and then finally is run out of bounds just beyond the 45-yard line in Union territory, and that's where the Redskins will go back to work on offense.
Yeah, and for Union, last time out, just came up short of the end zone with, well, we'll call it questionable call on a fumble recovery. And then the possession before that, finding pay dirt through a simple screen pass. That was to number 2, Kyler Pearson. And one thing that was interesting to me was seeing that play. I thought to myself, you were talking about how Union's fans, when they were watching that, thinking, oh, well, that's how we do it. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, man, they didn't score a passing touchdown last game against Owasso. So it's probably been a long time since they've seen that.
Running play and a great tackle again. Number 55 for the Broncos. He's already made a couple of big plays. That's Judson Rowland again. Coming up and getting him around the ankles. And it's hard to run when both your ankles are taken away from you. There's a good look at Mr. Rowland. Number 55, and the Redskins come out. Leading at 7-0. They scored on their opening drive of the football game. Thompson, play action, rolling it to his right. Pass is complete. They get it on the far side. He's going to get into Bronco territory. Still going to need about 3-4 yards for the first down.
And Peyton Thompson seems to really favor Pearson today, finding him more often than not. Somewhere within those first 10 yards, it seems like they do a lot of short passes. Not those long balls that you see some teams pull off. We've seen John Marshall do that a few weeks back. They just kind of launch it up in the air and let the guy run it down. But Peyton Thompson and Union offense kind of more methodically and slowly working it.
Quarterback draw, trying to get up the middle, has the first down, gets it all the way down to about the 41-yard line in Bronco territory. Nice job there by Peyton Thompson, the quarterback for the Union Redskins.
Interesting thing about Union quarterback Peyton Thompson is he used to be a Broken Arrow Tiger, actually. I went to middle school with him, and I want to say he transferred maybe 9th or 10th grade over to Union, and eventually got the starting spot there. He's really kind of grown well there in the Redskins uniform.
6'2", 195. Thompson dropping to throw. Pass is incomplete. Trying to hook up there with number 10 for the Redskins, and that is Jaquay Shavers. Again, when you look at the Union, we talked about the offense for Mustang, but Union really hasn't put a ton of points on the board. They did have the one game where they got 36 against Mansfield, Texas, but only 10 against Broken Arrow, only 10 against Jenks, and then 21 in their victory last week over Owasso.
Well, but here's the one thing that is kind of bugs me about 6A is that they always play the biggest schools first. And so you look at those stats and you think to yourself, oh, well, their offense isn't doing all that hot.
Right.
They're playing the best defenses right off the bat.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. I mean, those 4 play the other 3. Probably, you know, depending upon, they at least break up the 2 of the 4 in the 6A1 2 districts, in the 2 districts. And they play whoever is not in their district in the preseason before they get to district play. So Redskins on the march, line of scrimmage at the Bronco 37-yard line. Thompson dropping to throw. And throws for the end zone, and it's complete and a touchdown. Great pass by Thompson. Making the reception there is number 88 for the Redskins. That is
Spencer Shaddle. Spencer Shaddle got free there, running up that fly route. Just got 2 defenders out there. That safety number 11 looked like he just was a little late getting over. That's Krivanek. And another 6 points on the board, and now we'll get to see Rauschenberg put another PAT up there.
So Thompson gets his 2nd touchdown pass, and the Redskins now on top, leading it by a score of 14-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, get the kickoff as the Broncos try to get on the scoreboard, trailing by 2 touchdowns.
Are you looking to build a career in the high-demand and high-paying field of construction? What are you waiting for? Tulsa Tech offers affordable, hands-on training in state-of-the-art facilities. Great training that can give you confidence. Get trained in fields like carpentry, electricity, HVAC, masonry, and welding. To learn how Tulsa Tech can help you make your own path to a successful career, call 918-828-5000 or visit tulsatech.edu.
Union Redskins back on the scoreboard. Touchdown pass from Peyton Thompson, hooking up with Shaddle on the long scoring pass down the middle. Perfect throw right on the money. Plenty of defenders in the area. And Union has now gone on top by a score of 14-0.
Yeah, and I just talked about like a second or two before that. I was like, they don't seem to be throwing the long ball too much. It's mostly shorter gains, short passes, or handing the ball off. And then right there, Peyton Thompson lights it up, shows he's got that arm strength and can launch the deep ball. He got there, and Spencer Shaddle puts up 6 on the board.
So 14-0, Redskins on top, and now the Broncos find themselves really not where they wanted to be, but unless you're a fan of Mustang, you kind of could see this coming. Let's take another look at that last touchdown that he passed to Spencer Shaddle from the 37-yard line. And fires it downfield and just beats his defender. Pretty good coverage, really, Dylan.
Yeah, it was. He had 2 guys there. Like I said, I think that safety was a little late transitioning over, but the cornerback did a good job of sticking with him for the most part. One thing that really impressed me about that throw was Thompson was really probably standing at about the 42 or so. And his wide receiver, Shaddle, probably didn't touch it until about 3-4 yards into the end zone. So that's really stayed in the air for probably about 46, 47 yards.
All right, so now the Broncos come out and need to get something going on the offensive side. Hayden White, the quarterback, turns and gives up the middle. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the carry for the Broncos. Beautiful football weather. I mean, last night was absolutely gorgeous. Not too shabby tonight. As you can see, a lot of the folks out there tailgating, hanging around the concession booths and trucks.
That's one thing we always talk about early on in the game is the weather, and we didn't get around to that. Not a bad day today here in
Not
Oklahoma.
Broncos break the huddle. Looking at a 2nd down, let's call it 8. 3-man front, linebackers showing blitz, and then a whistle blown. And I don't know if they took too much time. They're going to say illegal procedure. And that's going to push the Broncos back 5 additional yards.
Yeah, and if you're Mustang, that's obviously something you don't want. Obviously, you don't want the negatives of penalties or flags. I get that, but My point is that Mustang's offense struggles as it is against this Union defense. You're going to need to pick up positive yardage, and when you back yourself up, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Broncos trying to find a rhythm offensively. After they got the turnover, they were able to get a couple of first downs and get a little bit of a sustained drive. Here comes the blitz coming. Quarterback White is taken down. Pass is incomplete. Trying to hook up out there with number 3, Tristan Plumley.
Flag down the play.
And there's a flag down right there, as you can see on the out-of-bounds marker. Let's see what that's going to be as we take a look at a replay coming up.
It was right there along the sideline, and I don't know if maybe he's calling pass interference. That's about the only thing I can think of. I don't know if he was too early on the hit. It seemed like it was almost right on time.
And maybe it was the receiver coming out of the backfield, because it looked like he got held up at the line of scrimmage. So I don't know. My first inclination is to think that you're right. It was on that play where the pass was intended for the receiver.
First down.
Regardless, that's going to bring it out to the 31-yard line, and that'll be enough for a Mustang first down. Now, if you're one thing that Mustang could use here, would be a long, sustained drive that results in some points and not give Union enough time to score, although it appears Union can score from just about anywhere on the football field. This time he goes under center, rolling to his right, hands off, gain of about 2. And again, that Union defense up front doing a good job up there. Michael Panther, number 96. One of the guys in there on the tackle.
Well, and I talked about early on, this defensive line is going to be dangerous for Union. I didn't even mention that Rogers, one of those guys that has 3 sacks for this Union defense, is a linebacker. He is not a defensive lineman, so he's not putting his fingers down in the dirt. He's coming full speed at your quarterback from the second level. And so getting into the quarterback from that level, from that area, it's a lot tougher to do sometimes than lining up against an offensive lineman.
Pass out to the near side is complete. Short gain of the play to about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Pass complete there to number 3, Tristan Plumley. Plumley comes in as their leading receiver on the year, 9 catches, 71 yards. Which, if you've played as many games as they have so far, the 4, that's really just 2 catches per game. The passing game has not been the strength of the Broncos to this point in the season. That's not to say that they won't get it going. Had some really good quarterbacks in the past. You think back to a Chandler Garrett. Handoff left side and nowhere to go. Hit at the line of scrimmage and then tried to bounce it outside, and that Union defense just too much there, as there was a wave of defenders able to bring him down. Don't even know if he really made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, swallowed up by multiple Redskins, able to get in on that play. And after that, Mustang's going to have to bring out the punt unit.
So from their own 35-yard line, Broncos set to go back into punt formation once again. Union did not come after that first attempt. Looks like they might be coming after this one. Snap is back. Again, the rugby-style kick. There was a little contact made.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if there's not a penalty on that one.
Fair catch made at about the 35-yard line. And if there's not a penalty, it looks like that's where the Redskins will get the football 1st and 10.
Yeah, he may have been able to stop his momentum before hitting him too much. Just from what we saw, it was just that back end of it. We just saw the contact, and then our camera was following the football like it was supposed to, so we didn't get to see the rest of it. But as far as we know, I guess it wasn't enough to warrant a penalty.
So the Redskins bring it out, 1st and 10. We've got just under 6 minutes left to go in this first half of play. All Redskins to this point. And now if you're Union, obviously you want to go on a nice drive, put another touchdown on the board. If you're Mustang, you need to stop. Thompson, swing pass, right side. Complete on the far side there, cooking up with number 17 on the reception. That is Xavier Dandridge. Dandridge picks up some nice yardage in that first down pass.
And we saw a lot of great production out of this offense last year, making it all the way to that state semifinal. Thompson had 2,700 yards and 33 touchdowns, but that also included Adrian Wilson, who was a great quick slot receiver, one of the fastest receivers I think I've ever seen, and a very talented high-level athlete in C.J. Moore, who went to Oklahoma State to play his freshman year this year.
Yeah, C.J. Moore was he was on another level completely.
Yeah, C.J. Moore is one of those players that, like, you know, when you're at a track meet and you see people doing like the long jump, because that's what he did. You see the long jump and you see people putting up these impressive jumps, and you're like, man, that's pretty good. Those guys are athletes. Then you see C.J. Moore take his long jump and you say, that's a D1 athlete.
Yeah, right. No question about that. Union with the football, taking a long time getting this play together. Thompson gets the snap, gives to Boone, who surges forward, gets across the 45-yard line. That should be enough for a first down to keep the Redskins drive alive. Going to spot it at their own 46. Mustang defense been on the field a lot.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. It seems like it'll probably end up being a major issue for this Mustang defense. Is they run the football a lot, so they're pounding it at you. Those offensive linemen have a lot of size, and so coming at you full strength, 100%, that'll wear you out if you're the Mustang defense.
Thompson looking to throw deep, going up top, got a receiver wide open, diving attempt, and unable to come down with it. Would have been a fabulous catch, but
that was a great throw, I'll tell you that much. A good throw by Peyton Thompson. And there you see maybe flashes of why these big schools are looking at him. Pretty good throw, right on target, right on time, finds the open man, and Kyler Pearson just runs that fly route, outruns his man, able to get open, just unable to come up with the catch.
So second down and 10 for the Redskins. Man in motion, little jet screen, jet sweep if you will, makes a great hurdling move, and he is in the secondary and nobody's going to catch him.
Wow.
That's going to be a touchdown for J.T. McLeod, as he's going to find the end zone, and he made that look easy.
That was awfully impressive. A great move. Coming out of the backfield, he gets a great block by his running back there. I believe that was Boone that set that first block, and then comes up, hurdles over this sliding defender there, going at his legs, and he just takes off, and he's off to the races. Touchdown for J.T. McLeod. And J.T. McLeod is one of those players that I talked about earlier on in the game. He's one of those players that you got to keep your eyes on. He's starting to climb up those recruiting boards. Teams are looking at him at the next level and saying, hey, he might be somebody we should get on our roster.
Rauschenberg makes the extra point, and the Redskins have increased their lead, now on top of Mustang by a score of 21-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with the kickoff on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Welcome back, everybody. As we remind you that we do have our GIGABLAST halftime show coming up, as we'll take a look at some of the first half highlights, review the scores that we've seen already in this game, talk about what teams need to do in the second half, and we'll also check out some of the scores from across the state. There was only really one game last night that held a lot of importance. In Class 6A, Westmore defeating Edmond Memorial by a final score of 37-6. Everything else being played tonight, so we should have a pretty lengthy scoreboard to run your way as we're into week 2 of district play in high school football in Oklahoma. Rauschenberg to kick it off for the Redskins. And he kicks it deep, and Mustang really held out no hope that they were going to get a return on that play, as he does a good job putting it in the end zone almost every time, and that's a great weapon to have.
Yeah, Rauschenberg is one of those top 25 recruits in the state, which is kind of odd because he's only a kicker. You don't think, hey, One of those kickers is one of the top recruits in the state. That doesn't happen. Rauschenberg is one of those players that when you watched him in high school, or at least when I watched him when I was in high school, I mean, he's still in high school, but when I watched him playing, it always bugged me whenever we played him because it seemed like he never missed. I mean, he just never missed. It seemed like you could put him any distance, any side of the field, put as much wind in there as you want. He was on target, and he's a great kicker, and I think any team that is able to pick him up will be lucky to have him.
Broncos start 1st and 10. Hayden White, the quarterback. Mustang tries to get some offense going here as White's going to keep it as he took it out of the fullback's belly and picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards on the carry. First down run by Hayden White for the Mustang Broncos.
Yeah, Hayden White about 6'2", 200, and so it's a little bit of a stockier frame. He's not quite as, tall as his counterpart. Hayden Conrad's 6'6", 200, so you kind of see that weight stretched out a little bit more, whereas this one you kind of see it almost squished in. Now it's stockier, a little bit more built, and so trying to tackle him is going to be a little bit more of a task.
6 yards picked up on that first down carry. Second down and 4, high snap. And White has to, looked like it was originally designed to go to the running back, but because the snap was so high and he had a little problem with it, the running back had already passed the quarterback. So the handoff they were looking for did not happen. He had to keep it, the quarterback himself, and no gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Quick moving first half of play here from Mustang Stadium, or Bronco Stadium if you will. White takes the snap, drops to throw, a lot of pressure coming. Throws a little bit off balance and it's intercepted, taken away by the Redskins, just playing center field. And there goes that man again, guiding for the end zone and in for the score on the pick 6. It's J.T. McLeod. He's done it on offense and now he's done it on defense.
Yeah, J.T. McLeod, he's having a great game. How about a ball game for him? And you know what? He's going to get the star player at the end of the night, I'm sure. By the way he's playing so far today. A great interception. Obviously that ball was a little bit underthrown, poorly executed by quarterback Hayden White as he's throwing on the run. Threw up a little bit too high, quite a duck on that one. And an easy interception for McLeod. But the one thing I want to look back and say on that play was he did a great job of stepping up in the pocket, and that's where you're going to see improvement is just in the little things. And he did a great job of stepping up, avoiding the pressure, and making that throw, or at least getting it off. And that's just a poor throw from there.
Well, kick no good, so Rauschenberg did miss one, and now our score is 27-0. All Redskins here tonight on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll take a timeout and be back with the kickoff.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Welcome back, everybody. Union Redskins. Well, it looked like with about 4 minutes left to go before halftime that Mustang had kind of held their own, only trailing by a score of 14-0, but a 55-yard touchdown run by J.T. McLeod, and then a 48-yard interception return for a touchdown for J.T. McLeod. Extra point was no good, so it's 27-0. Union on top of the Broncos. Kickoff sails beyond the end zone, well beyond the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
The Broncos will have possession of the ball on the 20-yard line.
J.T. McLeod deserves a burger after this game. Or a waffle. Get him something. He deserves it.
A waffle. Okay, I'd never thought of a waffle as kind of a reward food, but depends upon your taste.
Well, hey, I mean, did you hear about the coach in Georgia who gives his offensive linemen syrup shots?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay, so the offensive line coach, he keeps a syrup bottle strapped to his waistband.
That's great.
And whenever his offensive linemen get a pancake block, he pours syrup down their throat. It's the craziest
classic.
thing.
That is good. I like that. Hayden White, the quarterback. Going to keep it on the option play, trying to get to the outside, turns the corner, picks up about 7 yards on the carry. Trying to say he stayed inbounds. So the clock will continue to run as we get under the 2-minute mark here in this first half of play.
Makes it 2nd down and 3.
As we said, we'll be checking scores at the halftime intermission, see what's going on. Some of the other locales throughout the state. There were some big games that we wanted to keep an eye on for you. We will certainly try to do our best in that. Broken Arrow at Norman tonight. Norman North is at Moore. And we also have UConn at Santa Fe. That's a battle of undefeateds that we'll be checking in on as well. Running play, trying to get some room, gets close to 1st down yardage. If he did not get enough, he's very close. Chaz Meadows on the carry. And they're going to stand and mark it right at the 30, so that should be enough for a 1st down.
Chaz Meadows is not a big running back. 5'9", 165. And you look at that defensive line real quick, just take a look at those guys. He's running into that. Every single play, he's running into that. And that's got to be a tall task for him, but he does a great job. He trusts his offensive line, and Chaz Meadows is going to probably get the majority of the yardage here for Mustang.
Clock winding down, high snap, and a great job by White just to gather it in, and then he has to fight for his life to get just a yard or two.
Hayden White on the carry.
And Mustang right now does not seem to be in a hurry, as they just want to say that they have survived this first half for the most part, even though they trail by a score of 27-0. Broncos looking at a 2nd down and long. White again just does get the handoff away. That's going to get about a yard and nothing more than that.
One name we haven't mentioned a lot yet for Union is Michael Walker. And Michael Walker leads the team in tackles right now with 41 total tackles in just 4 games. And he's doing a great job for that Union defense, kind of solidifying those linebackers. And I talked about Rogers earlier. Rogers is a great pass rusher. So you compile on a pass rusher in Rogers on top of team-leading tackler in Walker, you got yourself a great linebacking core.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to point out a little earlier, and this timeout gives us an opportunity to do that. Anytime we talk about those 4 largest schools in Tulsa, the Owasso, Jenks, Union, Broken Arrow, you know, when you talk about good teams on the west side, usually they're a good running team, but they don't maybe throw as well, or they throw the ball well, but they don't run the ball well. And the 4 teams in Tulsa always seem to be very, very balanced, and you know, they don't have deficiencies. You know, if somebody goes down with an injury, there's usually somebody there to back them up, and that's where I think the biggest advantage comes in those large schools. A lot of people will tell me that it's the programs that they have, and you know, when you play for Jenks, you learn the defense, you learn the offense when you're playing in, you know, practically junior high, and that carries on from there, where you don't have that so much now in Mustang school system, since they just have the one school. That is the case, and at UConn, but all the other large schools are pretty much multi-school districts. There's a nice pass play, complete. That'll be a 1st down for the Broncos. Looks like we're running down to about the final plays of this first half. Broncos trailing at 27-0. White takes the snap, drops to throw, steps up, throws down the middle, and the pass is intercepted, taken away by the Redskins once again, and tackled out there at about the 42-yard line, and that should be the final play of this first half. So Union has the best of it. They dominate the Mustang Broncos. Our halftime score, the Redskins on top of the Broncos. They lead at 27-0. We've got our GIGABLAST halftime show coming your way. We'll have highlights, check in on some other scores, and also take a look back at this first half when we return.
Sponsored by Grand Rouge Shelter Insurance.
morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
The GIGABLAST Halftime Show, powered by Cox, is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech, for your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by WEOKIE Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and right now it's time for your GIGABLAST Halftime Show. We're going to check some scores and do all that, and also take a look at some of the highlights from that first half. Before we do that, though, just your overall assumption of that first half of play. Was it kind of what you expected?
For the most part, yeah. I thought Union would come out and be that dominant 6A East team that we kind of expected them to be. Mustang, over the past few years, hasn't been bad at football. Last season was a little bit of a struggle for him. But when you look at overall, I mean, since 2014 when these teams have been playing, Union always comes out with the win against Mustang, and I don't think it's going to be any different today.
All right, so let's take a look at those first half highlights, see how Union got to this 27-0 halftime lead. First thing we're going to see here is a touchdown pass from the quarterback. So he's going to throw it to Kyler Pearson out on the left side.
Yeah, it was just a simple screen pass, and then he was able to make that quick right-footed jab step and sell the defender a little bit and bounce it out to the outside, tiptoe the sideline, and dive for the pylon.
And then we're going to see an interception coming up. As you can see, Hayden White, the Mustang quarterback, dropping to throw, rolling, and then throwing it to the wrong team there, taken away by Union as they come up with a turnover there and set them up in great field position. However, they were not able to score after that. It was then a little bit later as we move to the second quarter, though, as the quarterback Thompson drops to throw to Spencer Shaddle for the touchdown.
Yeah, great throw there. I talked about how long it was in the air, how Shaddle did a great job of beating out his cornerback in the foot race, and then how that safety's got to be there on time, a little bit late on the rotation, creates an easy opportunity for a touchdown on the back end.
And then we still have two more touchdowns to show you. This one is going to be a run by J.T. McLeod.
Yeah, it was a great run. We talked about how he had a great block from Boone, and then after that just bounces it back to the inside, a quick cut back, and then hurdles over the defender that comes in for the hit. A great move, and then able to take it to the house.
And then we're going to see an interception return here once again by McLeod as he goes to the house.
Yeah, McLeod's doing a great job tonight. He's got 2 scores just to his name and a great pick 6 for him there.
And that gives us our score as it stands right now. The Union Redskins on top of the Mustang Broncos on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's halftime. It's the GIGABLAST halftime show. We'll take a timeout. We'll check some scores from around the state when we return.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails. At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere. A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble. Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater. Call Airco Service, the company you know.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
The GIGABLAST halftime show, powered by Cox, is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech, for your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by WEOKIE Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back to your GIGABLAST halftime show along with Dylan Rivera. I'm Steve Marshall. And as we take a look at some of the other scores, 27-0 our score here. Union on top of Mustang. And Dylan, what other scores can you tell us about?
Well, my alma mater, Broken Arrow, is playing Union, or not Union, I just said that because I was looking at Union, Norman, and so it's a little bit of a battle of the Tigers for them. Union, God, I did it again. Norman, came into this season, they're coming into this game 2-2, so it's off to a good start for Norman. That's a good start for them. But Broken Arrow is rolling over them 42-0 right now.
Wow.
Still would expect that. I didn't think Norman would give them too much of a contest, but I mean, it's just now getting close to halftime. And as I saw earlier, Cortez, our running back, had 5 touchdowns before the halftime break. So he's a great player, and so I think he'll be a weapon at the next level for sure. Also around 6A, we've got Edmond Santa Fe. I believe you said they were up 6-0.
Right.
Yeah, mine's still showing 3-0, so it needs to be updated. But we've also got Westmore 37-6 over Edmond Memorial.
That was last night.
Last night, yep. And then Owasso is up 10-0 on Edmond North, which is a little peculiar considering that Edmond North is winless.
Yeah, they're not playing very well this year to this point, so expect that to get more in the favor of Owasso as that game goes on.
And the number one team in the division of these two teams that we're broadcasting here tonight, Putnam City North, is up 12-7 on Southmore.
So Ryan Laverty doing a good job over there at Putnam City North and kind of resurrecting the program after they've been down for a few years. Anything from Class 5A, I was looking for that Altus and Ardmore game. That was, I believe, number 2 against number 4. Any other scores from 5A that bear watching?
Ardmore is up 7-0 according to this.
Okay.
But that was also updated almost a half hour ago, so definitely things could have changed since then. Guyman and Guthrie. Guthrie's up big on them. That's 4-0 versus 0-4, so you would expect so. Let's see where else. Bishop Kelly is up 7-7, or it's tied 7-7. Excuse me. Bishop Kelly's playing Edison. So a couple of Tulsa schools, private schools. Claremore's up 21-0 on East Central, and East Central 2-2. Claremore 1-3. Most of these games are still in the first quarter or the second quarter, so it's early on. So these score reports are very much subject to change.
Check Class 3A if you can real quick and see if we have an update on that Heritage Hall versus John Marshall. That was a number 1 versus a number 2, so a big game of interest there.
That one right now, it says 7-6, but that one was updated about 20 minutes ago, so it's been a while since that one's been updated.
All right, we'll update the scores again before we get back to the play here in the second half. Here, it's all Union. Redskins leading the Broncos by a score of 27-0 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll take a timeout. Be right back.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails. At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere. A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble. Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater. Call Airco Service, the company you know.
Tulsa Tech has really helped me build my future. Woodworking is my passion. I've always wanted to be a carpenter. The carpentry program is a great program to get into. The teacher is fantastic. He teaches us about quality, and no matter what you do, you need to have pride and integrity in your work. The facilities here are state-of-the-art. All the tools here are the best of the best. This class has been a great opportunity for me. It's one of my favorite classes ever. We have so much fun, the best 3 hours of my day. Tulsa Tech has really helped me make my own path in so many ways.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today. During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails. At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere. A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble. Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater. Call Airco Service, the company you know.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, both teams on the field going through their mandatory 3 minutes of getting loose and getting ready for second half play as we wrap up our GIGABLAST halftime show. A little reminder from some of the TV games that I've done, the GIGABLAST will be coming soon to an area where you live if you're a Cox subscriber. They're talking about, just speeds that are incredibly fast and able to handle as many as 50 wireless devices in your home. So it won't be a case of, somebody in the family has their laptop working, somebody else is working from the home computer, 2 other guys are working on their phones. You'll all be able to get lightning quick speed with GIGABLAST from Cox. So go to their website, find out more on your own about GIGABLAST here as we get ready for second half action. A second half that has Union on top 27-0. If you're head coach Jeremy Downback of the Mustang Broncos, I really don't know what you could be saying to your team at halftime you obviously have to play harder. You can't give up, all those cliches that you talk about, but I'm sure the team feels like this is going to be more than just an uphill battle in the second half.
I think at halftime what I would have been saying was really more of a one-on-one conversation with my quarterback, trying to get into his head and say, hey, don't take too much, too hefty, I guess you could say. Don't let it sit on your brain. Don't worry about it after the play is dead. Keep going, keep playing. Try to get those positive gains, positive yardage, and just keep working at it, because if you dwell on every single mistake that you make, you're going to end up in a bigger hole than you're already in. So you got to look at the positives and take away what you can and say, hey, this was good. Let's build off that and do this next time out. And so I would definitely be in the ear of my quarterback, especially if, as we assume, this is probably the first time he started a game.
As we look at the district, as we did before the contest here, both these teams reside in district number 2. The favorite there, other than Union, is going to be Owasso, the 2 East Side schools. And then after that, of course, you have 2 more teams that would make postseason play. And at the moment, Putnam North went into action this evening with a 1-0 record. Moore was also 1-0, and Norman North was 1-0. Now, Norman North and Moore are doing battle this evening. So going forward, when you look at these schedules for Mustang, after tonight's ball game, they play at Southmore. Southmore took a tough whipping last week against the Moore Lions. I believe that score was 40-0 in that ball game. Mustang then takes on Edmond North, so those are two very winnable games for them. They would play at Owasso. You would think right now that would be looked at as a possible loss. And then Putnam North, which is one of those games that Putnam North right now 1-0 in district play, 4-0 going into action tonight. So, if you win that game, you probably secure yourself in postseason play, and then Moore would be their final opponent in week number 10. For Tulsa Union, after tonight's game with Mustang, they would then play Putnam North, then at Moore, at Norman North, and then Southmore and Edmond North. They've already played Owasso as far as this district is concerned, and you would think that going forward that, Union is definitely going to be a postseason team to watch out for, looking at the schedules for the rest of the way. So for Mustang, you battle in this second half, you go out, you try to do things, take away some positives from this ball game here and see if you can allow maybe just 1 or 2 touchdowns in this second half. Get something going offensively, because this is just one game and there's still plenty of time to get better each and every week, and also the possibility of being one of those final 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 teams that could make that postseason play. So that's what the second half will be for. Union will kick it off to the Broncos, leading it by a score of 27-0. Great Friday night here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Next week we'll have the game for you between Choctaw and Stillwater coming your way. Here's the kickoff to start the second half, and much like the first half, Rauschenberg kicks it into the end zone, beyond the end zone, and that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line for the Mustangs. Broncos will try to get something going offensively to see if they can get some points on the board.
One thing that I looked at that I thought was kind of a change of pace here for us is the halftime, seeing so many guys stretch out. For me, a 6A school, that's what I'm used to. Seeing 150 guys out there stretching after halftime. And seeing these 3A, 2A schools that we've been broadcasting, it's kind of weird seeing just like 40 guys out there stretching.
Yeah. No question. The quarterback again is Hayden White, number 15 for the Broncos. Quick pass out to about the 25-yard line, caught and complete as he hooks up there with number 33. That's Kenneth Watson. Picks up 5 on the play. And maybe just the way that the Broncos wanted to get things going here. They turned it over a couple times. One of those turnovers was a pick 6. So they got to stay away from things like that here in this second half. Second down and 5. Single back set. Running play to the left side. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that may be it. On the carry there was George Linzaga. 5'5", 130, a junior running back.
That'll be a third down and 4 at the 26-yard line.
With not really anywhere to go. They're going to give him a yard on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Union got 1 touchdown in that first quarter play, then got 3 in that second quarter. Missed the extra point, and that's why we stand right now at 27-0. White, quick pass over the middle, too tall, incomplete. Trying to hook up there with number 2, Dominic Venegas. A little too tall and incomplete.
Yeah, Venegas is one of those players that I think could be a key cog to this offense. If they're going to find success, he's going to need to be able to hit Venegas on those simple slant routes, post routes, whatever it may be. Plays like that, he's got to be able to convert at the quarterback position. And I think with time and maybe some more snaps, he could get more comfortable and make those plays. But obviously, we've talked about this, maybe his only first half of play.
Punt goes off the side of the foot, and that's going to be a punt.
I think Union actually got to it.
Did they get a hand on it? Because it certainly looked that way. Because as it stands right now, that's going to net 0 yards. The line of scrimmage was the 26, and looks like that's where they're going to spot the football.
Yeah, Union got to that one. A couple of hands on that one.
Ball placed at the 26-yard line. First down.
Yeah, net gain of about 1. That was about it.
Yeah. So the Redskins working with a short field now as they come out to begin their first possession of this second half.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Ricky Stromberg, this big 5'1" on the offensive line. He's headed to Tulsa this year, or this coming year, and he's a big prospect, another one of those players that comes out of Tulsa Union that the scouts really love.
Pass on the far side there is complete as they hook up again with JT McLeod, driven to the turf, but not before he picked up 8 yards on the reception. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2, line of scrimmage at the Broncos' 18-yard line.
Second down.
And, you know, coming into this game, I kind of thought to myself, with C.J. Moore gone and A.D. Wilson both out, moving on, I thought to myself, you know what, this Union receiving corps is going to be a lot of younger guys, a lot of newer guys. Maybe they're not going to be as successful. But we've seen tonight Pearson be very successful, and McLeod also find success, and then even the touchdown pass to Shaddle. So great showing by the Union Redskin wide receivers, and a good job by Peyton Thompson to get the ball out to him.
So that was a nice play. And we've got one of the Broncos down. Good defensive play by Kravanik. It looks like they're going to wave the two teams off the field right now. Can't see a number on it, but
I believe it's 19. I think it's Braden Jarman.
Injury on the field. Coach Adam Gaylor goes out, and he'll gather with the defense as the head coach Jeremy Downback goes out to check on one of his players. We'll take a timeout and come back with more for you when your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Stay with us.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Mustang. Injured player was helped up off the field. Hopefully it's just a momentary issue and he'll be able to return hopefully this week. If not, next week for sure. Get back in that lineup for these Broncos. Great field position after Union got a hand on the punt attempt that in the end really did not change field position at the yard, a yard at the most. And now looking at the line of scrimmage being at the 13 or the 18 in Mustang territory, and here come the Redskins out on the attack. Quarterback is Peyton Thompson. He's just been the facilitator for the most part tonight, even though he does have a touchdown pass to show for his efforts. Dropping to throw, looking end zone again, throws a nice little crossing pattern over the middle. Receiver lost the ball momentarily. Mustang gets in there and tries to get after it and come away with the loose football. No signal as they unstack the pile. And it looks like the Broncos are going to come away with, or the Redskins come away with the football. Number 8 for Union is able to get on the football and come away with it. So Lithaban. You want to try that again? Number 8 for the Union Redskins on the recovery after he caught the pass over the middle.
Oh, you're looking at the Mustang roster. It is Torrey Dillard.
Thank you for that.
I was wondering why you were saying that. I was like, I don't know if he's speaking another language right now or something.
And now one of the Redskins is down, number 50. And that is Jake Henry, one of the offensive linemen for the Redskins.
Time out on the field for an injured player.
It looks like they're going to have to come out and tend to him as he rolls over. Hopefully, again, nothing serious. As we take a timeout, your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Redskins on top. They lead at 27-0.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
8 or 9. Back at Broncos Stadium, injured Redskins still on the ground. We identified as Jake Henry, one of the big offensive linemen. And they're still looking at him, going to help him to his feet. And what a great thing to have the certified athletic trainers. You know, Chris Cromer is the ATC over at Mustang High School. Not sure who that is exactly for Union. I'm sure that they have their own. Not every school is fortunate to have their own. So a lot of times the athletic trainers serve for both the teams out there, but Union, being the size that it is, I'm sure has their own.
Yeah, it's similar to Broken Arrow's program where they've got a couple of head athletic trainers, and then they've got even students deployed as, like, you know, water girls and help out whenever they can and wherever they can. You know, those boys and girls out there, they do a great job. I've seen them do simple jobs from just spraying water in the player's mouth to taping them up and getting them prepared for a game. So,
all right, so the ball spotted at the 10-yard line. Redskins trying to find pay dirt once again. Pass towards the end zone in the corner. I don't see any flags. We had both the receiver and the defensive back were on the ground when the ball got there, but no flag on the play.
Yeah, corner shot to the end zone there by Thompson, trying to find, I believe it was number 26 there for Union.
26 actually, it was actually 2.
Different 20-something.
I think it was Pearson out of the backfield, but regardless, pass goes incomplete. No flag on the play. Line of scrimmage still the 10-yard line in Mustang territory.
It's 21, Jared James, that's who it was.
Thompson looking to throw, has plenty of time, still looking, then fires in the end zone. Sliding catch is made and a touchdown for the Redskins. Great catch there by Kyler Pearson. That's his second touchdown reception of the night.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, great catch by Kyler Pearson, man. You took it right out of me. Great play, great catch.
All kinds of time.
Yeah, able to scramble out of the pocket, even create some more, and then on the run, he's kind of almost backpedaling as he's making that throw. Almost kind of into the corner of the end zone. Good slide in by Kyler Pearson, and able to get two hands on it, stay in bounds. That was one of those challenges. That out of bounds line wasn't far from him.
Line drive kick is good, and 7 points result, and Union has extended their lead now. Just about 8 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Redskins leading at 34-0. We'll be back.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. Union Redskins having their way tonight with the Mustang Broncos on top by a score of 34-0. You know, when you look at the district standings, it'll give you their record in district play, their record in all the games, then the points for and the points against, and then the final column is plus minus. And that, of course, is the differential that you have in your game. So if you win 15-7, you're a +8. Well, a couple of years back, they decided to put the cap on 15 points, which was a very good idea because otherwise people were, it was almost a given that you would try to outscore your opposition by as much as possible in the event that it came down to a tiebreaker. And I have seen that happen where it did come down to a tiebreaker. And, one team went to the postseason play and another one did not. But they put the cap on that at 15, probably 6-7 years ago, could be longer. And that was a good idea. So what we're seeing here tonight would be a plus 15 at the max for Union if things stay the way that they are. And they have been in control from the outset, leading this game by a score of 34-0. Hunter White steps back in as the Mustang quarterback. Again, from here, for Mustang, you're just trying to build on some positives. Here's a running play, spinning and getting about 5, perhaps 6 yards on the carry. Number 9 for the Broncos, and that is Chris Duran, 5'10", 145, a junior.
Yeah, Mustang doesn't have a lot of size at that running back position.
They really don't.
That's going to be something that could easily be a problem for him because when you got a running back, you want him to be at least a little bit built so that way he can go through a defender if need be. And I don't think I'll see any of these Mustang running backs go through a defender.
Pass here on the near side intended for Tristan Plumley. Good coverage. Pass is incomplete, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd down.
So the Broncos obviously want to try and get the conversion here and get the 1st down. Changing out a couple of players, readjusting. Twin receivers here to the near side. Man in the slot once again is Duran. A 3rd and 4 coming up for Mustang. White out of the shotgun. Looks to the left side, stops, and he's going to be taken down and sacked. Couldn't get rid of it. And a good job defensively coming up and making the hit for the play for Union, number 44, and that is Jacob Rogers.
Yeah, it's his 4th on the season. He's one of those guys that I mentioned early on as one of those 2 players that's really been carrying the sack load for the Union Redskins, and he did a great job there getting to the quarterback. Even as White was trying to escape, chasing him down, coming up with the hit.
So a punting situation for Mustang. Remember, the last one was blocked. The defender's got a hand on it. This time he punches one out. Takes a Union bounce and then a roll for Mustang, and then flags come in from either side. Not sure what that's going to be about, so we'll wait to get the call from our referee. We're going to spot the ball right at about the 45-yard line in Mustang territory, but given where those flags were thrown, I'm not really sure, don't have a good guess on what it might be.
The only thing I could say is maybe a block in the back. Kind of seemed like 2 guys ran in to block the same Bronco, and one of the guys ended up on the back side of him. That's the only thing I could see maybe being called there. I don't know about anything else.
So the officiating crew gathers together, still trying to break it down. Obviously, you'll know when we know here.
Mullen Plumbing, the Red Rooter,
still
has
waiting.
95 red vans helping people all over Oklahoma. How can we help you?
Good to have 2 different fouls.
Call 405.
One was thrown from the near side on the left.
0009.
They called they gave this signal as though we were roughing the kicker, but they said on Mustang, right?
That's what I saw. He kicked his leg out and then pointed towards Mustang.
Your one-stop shop for all your fencing needs.
Union's getting the yardage for it.
So call the pros today at FitzPro.
Yeah, he definitely kicked his leg out and then pointed towards Mustang. They roughed their own kicker.
Smickless Chevrolet.
Well, that's not nice.
Business online at Smickless.
All right, so great field position once again for Union. As the quarterback drops to throw, looks right side, has a receiver. Had a receiver at the top of the screen who was wide open. Tried to throw into double coverage there, pass intended for number 17, trying to hook up there with Arthur Cantlin, incomplete.
Yeah, we've seen some positives and now we've seen some negatives from Peyton Thompson's game. That right there was a bad read, bad throw. Don't want to throw into double coverage, especially not on a long ball. I wouldn't dare do it on a long ball because that ball's going to sit up in the air. Everybody's got time to get under it.
Second down and 10, Thompson. This time with a straight give up the middle, bouncing it outside, finds a crease, good yardage on the carry. As Darius Boone is able to pick up some nice yards there on the carry. He's been limited in his production this evening, really hasn't gotten the call a whole lot, but then again, they haven't needed him too much either.
Well, yeah, what's a little odd is coming into this game, he had 98 carries, 626 yards. Tonight, we haven't really seen him explode for anything crazy, you know. Hasn't been handed the ball too many times. So it's just kind of been a quiet night for him, but at the same time, he's still getting the yardage that he is used to getting.
Yeah, flag comes out from the near side. Looked like somebody shifted a little early. Illegal procedure is going to be the call.
False start of the offense.
That's going to go against Union. Mark them back 5 yards with just around 6 minutes left to go here in this third quarter of play.
I think it would be a big momentum builder if Mustang was able to get a stop here. Union's got great field position as it is right now, and if they're able to keep them out of the end zone, Mustang might head back to the sideline and come back out with a little bit more fire lit under him and a little bit more excited here.
Thompson running play straight ahead. Boone gets inside the 20, bulling his way down to close to the 15-yard line. As you can see that he did not want to go down.
See, he went right up toe-to-toe with my player to watch on this Mustang Broncos defense, number 11. That's Liam Krivenek. And I said early on, I think he's going to be the big name for the Broncos defense. And right there, Boone taking it right at him and going right through him.
So line of scrimmage now at the 15-yard line in Mustang territory. Thompson dropping the throw, swing pass to the side to Boone. Boone breaks one tackle, now heads for the corner of the end zone, knifes his way into the end zone, across the goal line and into the end zone for the score.
That right there was a great effort by Boone. I mean, that was one of those plays where you just simply give him the ball and say, go to work. And right there, he did the work, finds the end zone. Gets a couple of great blocks down the field. Wide receiver up at the top of the screen. On this replay will show you he does a great job of sealing off that cornerback right there at the corner of the end zone. I didn't get a number on who it was, but it was a great block down the field, number 88 up there, staying in front of him and making it tough for him to get into the play early. And so he's got to wait and get involved at the goal line.
Tough runner finds Paydirt, gets into the end zone for another 6 points for Union. Extra point attempt. Getting plenty of repetition in there tonight is Rauschenberg. It's up and good, and now our score has Union on top of Mustang. 41-0 is our score. Still about 4.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout and come back with more for you in your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Well, if you're just joining us, Union Redskins, you could say as expected, but I don't know that anybody expected it to look the way that it does. Mustang has really only had, one chance to get any points on the scoreboard. They've turned it over a couple times, and Union has been able to do pretty much what they wanted on offense against admittedly a younger Mustang team. They graduated a lot of players off that squad last year. A little bit of a rebuilding mode for the Broncos and head coach Jeremy Dombeck. So Rauschenberg is all set to kick it away. He's been a busy man tonight. I think he's kicked all but one all the way through the back of the end zone, and this one he does so as well. So 1st and 10 for the Broncos from their own 20-yard line. You would expect to see some substitutions in on the defensive side of the football for the Redskins.
Yeah, now that I think back to it, I don't think that I've seen more than maybe 1 or 2 really good positive plays for Mustang. For the most part, it's just been short gains and then punting the ball away or turnovers. It hasn't been a great day for this Mustang offense, and we'll have to see if they can pick it up here late in the game and maybe at least make that score look pretty respectable.
White bootlegging out to the left side and then throwing. The pass is incomplete. A lot of pressure put on the quarterback once again. And there is a flag back there in the backfield. They may have got a late hit on the quarterback. We'll have to check it out. Got the Sooner kettle corn truck back there. Need some kettle corn, do you?
I had some kettle corn just a couple nights ago, actually. There's some good kettle corn. I like kettle corn. You more of a kettle corn or more of a popcorn?
Kettle corn. Now, if it's popcorn, it's got a lot of butter on it naturally, but you know, probably should stay away from that kind of stuff. So the penalty against Union, running play, is going to pick up about 6 yards on the carry.
Gonzaga for a gain
I
of
see a
5.
few different numbers out there to me anyway, as far as the Union defense is concerned. Number 14 on the field right now. That's Josh Frederick. That probably, with the spelling, the same as the head coach.
I would imagine it's a relative. If not, that's really odd coincidence.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody else spell, Frederick like that with F-R-I-D-R-I-C-H. Mason Givens is also in there, number 65, and as you look there, number 33 in the lineup for Union, and that is Grant Crooms.
Great job batting the ball down there near the offensive line. Couldn't tell if that was 95 there or if that was 21 that got to it. But a great job getting in front of the passing lane and just jumping up and batting that thing down.
Clock running, or clock stopped right now on the incomplete pass. Just under 4 minutes left to go here in this third quarter of play. Week 5 of the high school football season. Hard to believe we're at the midway point already. Start off the season. Most years it's usually 90 degrees at kickoff in those first couple of weeks. We've been very fortunate with the Friday weather here so far this year. Running play up the middle. Good gain on that carry. Gets them close to the first down yardage.
George Gonzaga on the carry.
You go into the fall season where usually the weather that we have tonight we could look forward to maybe in weeks 7 or 8, and then by the end of the season usually a lot chillier. Who knows what the Oklahoma weather holds for the future, because as they say, if you don't like it, just wait about 15 minutes and it could change. A lot of times it does.
You never know in Oklahoma.
Running play straight ahead, stopped after a short gain on the play. Does not have the necessary yardage for the first down.
Union takes over.
It looks like that was a fourth down play, so it's going to be turned over to Union.
Yeah, great defensive stand there by the Redskins, still keeping Mustang off the scoreboard. And if I'm being honest, I don't know how many times they've even gotten past the 50-yard marker. I don't know if they have yet.
Yeah, maybe. Once at the most, I would think.
Yeah.
Union has had good field position all night long. They'll start this drive at the Mustang 44-yard line as the Broncos still getting some defensive players on the field. Very quickly a snap, running play, stood up at the line of scrimmage and then driven back after a short gain on the play.
Yeah, number 35 able to meet him right there at the end of the defensive line. Dominique Dunn, 6'2", 170. So that's one of those players that coming up against Boone, you would expect to probably be able to bring him down with some momentum at least. But standing straight up against him, Boone was able to keep his feet, keep his ground.
Xavier Dandridge on that last carry. You can see him in the backfield there, number 17. New quarterback in there for Union as well. Number 15 is Trent DeSmet. And a nice play for Union. That's going to be enough for a first down, spotted at about the 30-yard line.
And this is how these East Side versus West Side school games seem to go. A lot of those bigger 6A schools we've mentioned before, those 4 in the eastern side, usually come over to this western side, and that first half might be a little interesting, but after that it just starts to turn into, hey, we're not going to injure our guys, so we're going to play our second and third string guys. And maybe then you start to see it become more of a competition. But those first string guys usually come out and roll over the west side.
But now in defense of my West Side brothers, you know, after those 4 teams on the East Side, there is nobody else. Bixby does all right when you talk about 6A2, Booker T. Washington. But 6A2, you know, you got Midwest City, Lawton on this side of the state, and 5A, Carl Albert has just dominated. 4A, you'd have to say Wagner, although Heritage Hall won it last year, but now they've been moved back down to 3A. So, no, I've had this argument for many years with my colleagues from the eastern side of the state.
I think you're right. I think you're right on the money. As far as those 4 schools, and then you've got Booker T. Washington and Bixby have had success. I'd say Wagner. Wagner's had success. East Central, yeah.
They won a title back, I don't know, 08 or 09, somewhere in there it seems like.
So, I mean, there's spurts of it in other schools, but for the most part it's those 4 main ones, and then Bixby and Booker T. And then from there it's usually just West Side schools in those smaller divisions, those smaller leagues.
I was actually looking just yesterday, as a matter of fact, as you see Union picking up some yards there. That's Tony Dillard. You know, we know that Union and Jenks have had such great success, but Owasso won last year, and then 5A, Carl Albert has won a lot. Bixby has won 3 of the first 4 in 6A2, but only one team has won 4 of the last 6, and you have to go all the way down to Class C, which is Tipton, which you've probably never even heard of, which is almost in the Texas Panhandle. That is south and west of Altus, to show you how far away that goes, but they have been a dominant team for a number of years after winning 4 of 6 state championships. Field goal there from Rauschenberg is good. Union extends their lead. They are on top of Mustang with a little bit of time left here in this third quarter. 44-0 is our score. We'll come back with more for you right after this timeout.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. We move now to the fourth quarter. Union is all set to kick it off, leading it now by a score of 44-0. Well on their way to improving their record to 3-2 on the year. And that will put them at 2-0 in district play. As we said, Union next week will play Putnam North, then Moore, then Norman North, Southmore, and Edmond North. I don't see them even really having a contest throughout much of the rest of the season, so that would have them at the very top. Although if Owasso was able to clean the slate, they would end up in second place by virtue of Owasso's, or no, they beat Owasso last week 21-0, so they would win this district and then have the number 1 seed play the number 4 seed in District 6A1.
Yeah, last year that was the state championship game, you know, Union Owasso, and that I had the privilege of being sidelined for that game, and I mean it was insane being at the state title game and seeing the energy that everybody was bringing to the game. I think there were people that probably didn't even support either school on a regular basis, but just happened to show up and they were screaming for somebody. It was just such an exciting game, and I was really interested because of the fact that it brought up the streak, the streak of Union and Jinx winning those state titles, and finally somebody was able to bring it to an end. And what was funny about it was I actually predicted probably about 4 games into the season, 3-4 games into the season, I said that Owasso was going to win the state title. And I said that just seeing them play Broken Arrow last year, I said, you know what, this Owasso team is too good.
Here's White on the keeper after a nice passing gain. He's running the sidelines. Don't think he went out. Finally pushed out, but well into Union territory, and obviously the biggest gain of the night for the Broncos.
Yeah, that's got to be an exciting play if you're a Mustang Broncos fan. If you're joining us here, that's got to be one of those where you finally sit up in your seat and say, hey, maybe now we'll get somewhere.
All the way down to the Redskins' 28-yard line. Nice carry there for Hayden White. 6'2", 200-pound. He's a senior quarterback. We had expected to see Hayden Conrad. Here's the pass that's a little bit low and incomplete. As we are underway in the fourth quarter. All Redskins tonight, 44-0. See what the Broncos can dial up here. Second down, little wide receiver screen, incomplete. Trying to get the pass complete there. Looking for Tristan Plumley. And it goes incomplete.
Pretty well designed play. Just got to make that connection there to the wide receiver. Got to get that ball on target. That offensive lineman in front of him ready to run.
Looks like there was a penalty flag dropped against Union. They're going to mark this off and move the Broncos further down the field. Obviously a major penalty, as they're going to spot it all the way down at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos as they look for their first points of the night. Next week on our live stream game of the week, it'll be Friday, Stillwater at Choctaw, a 6A2 matchup. On the TV side for Cox Channel, it'll be Westmore at Broken Arrow.
All right.
Hayden White dropping to throw, looking for a middle screen, but well read by the Redskins as they could see something like that was in the works. They had it well defended and the pass goes incomplete.
Did you say it was Westmore Broken Arrow?
Yes.
Oh, okay. For a second I was thinking Edmond Memorial, and I was like, well, I don't know if that one's going to be pretty.
Broken Arrow at Edmond Memorial is a TV game coming up in week 9.
Oh. See, I think I'll actually be going to that game, depending on my schedule here.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
On our side of things, in week 7, we've got Tecumseh at Hera, and right now, big matchup in week 8, Tuttle and Blanchard should be a good one. Here's a running play to the right side. Got the corner. Taken down from behind, just tripped up, getting all the way down to the 5-yard line. And the best scoring opportunity of the night for the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm getting jittery just watching it. I want to see the Broncos put some points up on the board. It's been an ugly game for their offense, but now that big run from the quarterback sets them up for a possibility here of scoring as they move the ball pretty well from that. I was probably about the 30-yard line or so. Moved the ball pretty well, and now they're down to the 6-yard line. We'll see if they can punch it in.
Hayden White, the director of the offense tonight. Line of scrimmage at about the 6-yard line. Man in motion, White on the keeper. Is tripped up and busting in there. And breaking up the flow on that play is number 18. That is Dawson Prock, linebacker. He got a hand on his foot, lower leg, and tripped him up. And so that's going to set up a field goal attempt for the Broncos. Want to get some points on the board. Even though it's only 3, you'd like to erase the possibility of a shutout.
Well, this is the name you tried to say earlier. This is Corey Sulinthavong.
There you go.
Kicker.
Did a good job there. Snap back, ball is down. Good job by the holder. It hits the crossbar and bounces up and through. How about that?
That's about the best way you can score, isn't it?
Boy, he hit it line drive, too. Popped it a good 20, 30 feet up in the air, and it ends up going through. And the Broncos are on the scoreboard. 44-3, Union on top of Mustang. Kickoff when we come back.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Well, the Broncos get on the scoreboard with the field goal, hit the crossbar, and went up and over. Take it any way you can get it, right? 44-3 now our scores. The Broncos get set to kick it away. We do have a running clock since Union has taken control of this ball game. And the Broncos are set to kick it away. Good kick. Goes all the way back, and he put a foot in the end zone. That means it's an automatic touchback, and the Redskins will bring it out to the 20-yard line. Well, I quizzed you during the break. We talk about the East Side dominance in Class 6A. There's only 5 teams that have made it to the finals from the West Side. Obviously, no team has won it from the West Side since 1995 when the Midwest City Bombers won it. The only team to make the finals were the 2001 Putnam City North Panthers, 2003 Edmond Santa Fe, I believe that's the Brandon Whedon team that made it there. In 2005, the Mustang Broncos made it, and that's when they had a wrestler as their quarterback, Matt Edmonds, who was only about 5'8", but he could sling the ball around the field. And then the last 2, both from Norman North, in 2012 and in 2016. And there's not a whole lot more that even made it to the semifinals, believe it or not. And a lot of those teams happened right after the turn of the millennium. You had Lawton High that made it in 2000 and 2010. Santa Fe in 01, 04, and in 15. Putnam City North in 04. Moore made it in 2000 and 2002. Westmore in 02 and 13. Midwest City in 07 and 08. And Mustang in 2008, 2014, and 2016. Running play to the near side. Running back there is number 6, Braden White. And then they round out the rest of the class of teams that have made it to the semifinals in Class 6A. Southmore made it in their second year of existence back in 2009. And then Putnam City made it back in 2003. That's it. Not a very long list. So 17 teams have made it since 2000. And that's 17 out of like 68.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that East Side dominance, and you wonder if it'll ever kind of really balance out. You know, if ever we can see a consistent showing from the West Side, and or at least consistent enough to say, hey, they can at least compete. For the most part, it seems like almost every year it's just comes down to those 4.
I don't think you will, because I know they're talking about a 4th high school in the Moore School District and also in the Edmond School District as well. Actually, there's 4 in the Edmond School District if you include Deer Creek, but talks of building another school there.
Well, and where you could point to a positive is that Broken Arrow's talked about splitting. And I wouldn't be surprised if unions at least had those discussions as well. When you get that big, you got to definitely discuss moving it into 2 campuses.
Because then it becomes an argument of, do you want to win, which obviously is very important, and I understand that, but you also want to give as many kids the chance to play. at a quality football program. And, there's a lot of good football players that are at those 4 large high schools, and not just those 4 in the East, but, again, Mustang and UConn on this side of the state, they're not planning on breaking up their schools as far as I know. And I want to say that Mustang is actually maybe number 5 and UConn number 7 as far as their average daily membership is concerned. Here's a pass deep downfield, going for the long ball there, and the pass is incomplete.
Good read, though. Sees the wide receiver down the field with some space. Just overthrew him.
So the pass is incomplete, but our clock does continue to roll here in the running clock situation.
One thing I can say about Broken Arrow's case is I don't know if it has too much to do with football. I think it's more to do with our band. The Pride of Broken Arrow is one of those bands that if you know band, you know Broken Arrow's band. And so it's one of those that is constantly winning awards, constantly winning the state competition. I believe last year was like 16 straight state championships. And it's just a machine over there. And so I think the biggest concern would be breaking up the band.
You can't break up the band. Peyton Manning would be upset.
Yeah, exactly. Those Geico commercials. I don't know if they'd be willing to do that. And so I think that's what it's going to come down to for at least Broken Arrow.
Wide receiver screen. Catch is made in a great defensive play. Coming up and reading that all the way. Number 35 for the Union Redskins in on the tackle. That's Ryan Harris, linebacker. And he saw that one coming.
We have any young footballers out there watching that? That's the way you tackle right there. He wraps up, he reads the play, and he gets there, and he just drives him back, keeps those feet moving, brings him to the ground. I don't like it whenever I see these players that don't wrap up and they try to make those highlight reel plays.
Yeah.
Call me old school, but I mean it bothers me when I see a player go for that, and then all of a sudden that running back is still on his feet, or that wide receiver or whoever may still be on his feet. If you wrap up, you may bring him down.
That's right. It's one of my biggest peeves as well. Running play in the middle of the field. I don't know if that's going to be their final snap from center. Hayden White looks to the sidelines. Clock is continuing to roll. Mustang gets to the line of scrimmage, does get the snap off in time. Here's a pass to the near side, goes incomplete. And it looks like that's going to be the final play of the game. So the Union Redskins go on the road and they win in convincing fashion tonight as they take down the Mustang Broncos by a final score of 44-3. We'll take a timeout and wrap it up here for you tonight on YurView. And it looks like that's going to be.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
Welcome back to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Union Redskins on the road take down the Mustang Broncos by a final score of 44-3. The outcome never really in doubt tonight as the Redskins just had too much for the Broncos this evening, who are a young team, a rebuilding team. Not making any excuses for them, but nonetheless, Union too much for them tonight. Let's take a look at some of the highlights, and let's start off from the very beginning and how Union got on top early on. It was a quick wide receiver screen that found the end zone for the Redskins.
Yeah, every time I bring it up, I talk about that quick right foot jab step, able to create enough room for him to turn that corner and take it up the left side of that sideline there, find the end zone.
Union also doing a good job on defense. Here you're going to watch the Mustang quarterback dropping to throw, Hayden White, but pass goes through the hands of one of the receivers and taken away, interception by Union. However, that would not result in any points as the Mustang defense was able to hold and then take the ball over on downs. Then we get back to Union highlights here, and here's a long touchdown pass and a nice run.
Yeah, it was a great pass from Peyton Thompson, able to see Shadow way down the field and just throw it right into that perfect pocket. It was a great throw, on time and on target. And Shadow did a great job of separating himself from the cornerback, and then the safety just a little bit late on the rotation.
That made it 14-0, and then a series of 2 touchdowns and a long run by J.T. McLeod, and then an interception.
Yeah, back-to-back great plays from McLeod. That was the first one there. He gets a good block from the running back in the backfield, cuts it upfield for a long run.
And then here's the interception.
Yeah, that one was a bad pass given that, and then a great job on getting the return there. So it was an easy interception, and then a not so easy run back, but he made it look easy for sure.
That made it 27-0. That was your halftime score, and then Union adds to their lead on this nice little pass here.
Yeah, pressure kind of forces him outside the pocket. He still had a lot of time anyway, but eventually it gets there, separates him from the pocket, and he throws that ball in the back of the end zone for Pearson and finds him sliding inbounds at the back of the end zone.
Second touchdown for Pearson on the night, and then this is one of the other touchdowns for the Redskins as they go on to win it 44-3 is the final score. And here's Thompson dropping back to throw and throws one out of the backfield. And that's Darius Boone, I believe, taking it into the end zone as he finishes off the run, and he finishes off the Mustang Broncos. So the final score, once again, Union Redskins win it over the Mustang Broncos by a final score of 44-3 for Union. On the season, that'll improve their record. They're 2-0 in district play, now 3-2 overall. For Mustang, they're 0-2 in district play, and they move to 1-4 overall. Don't forget, next week our game will feature Stillwater and Choctaw, 2 of the top teams in Class 6A2. For Dylan Rivera, Mark Jeffries, I'm Steve Marshall. Thanks for joining us this evening on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and we'll see you next week, everybody. So long.